Alright, I'm gonna say something that doesn't get said every day. This Venomoth card is good. That's right, there's never been a good Venomoth, even though Venomoth is an original Pokemon from the very first games. Venomoth cards have pretty much all stunk throughout the history of the Pokemon TCG. No love for the original Moth Pokemon. Until now. Venomoth from Pokemon 151 has the Perplexing Powder attack, which does 30 damage for 1 grass energy, confuses the opponent's active Pokemon, and makes it so that they can't play any item cards from their hand during their next turn. This is a super powerful effect, as most Pokemon decks are made up of about 50% item cards, and Venomoth makes it so that the opponent has access to none of them, including valuable Switch cards, which the opponent would love to play in order to heal their active from confusion. I'm really stoked to show off this deck list, but before we get to it, I want to show you something cool. This week, I received some amazing fan mail from Layla and Braxton. I absolutely love these drawings that they sent me. They are so creative and so cool, and I just love seeing the creativity of all the Pokemon fans out there. So, huge thank you to Layla and Braxton for these awesome drawings. If you're an aspiring artist or an artist yourself and care to send any artwork to me to show off on the channel or for me to hang up in my studio, I keep all of the artwork that's sent to me and hang it in my studio. It makes me really happy to see it every day. You can send any and all fan mail and fan arts to Andrew Mahone, addressed to Full Grip Games in Akron, Ohio. Huge thank you again to Layla and Braxton for some amazing artwork. Now, let's check out that Venomoth deck. Venomoth is the star of this deck, and you'll be doing most of your disrupting with Venomoth's Perplexing Powder attack. However, Spidops EX is the perfect partner for Venomoth. It's got the Trap Territory ability, which increases the opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost by 1 for each Spidops EX you have in play. So if you have 3 Spidops EX in play, then the opponent is going to be paying 3 extra energy to retreat their active Pokemon. And if you are also item locking your opponent, that means that their active is pretty much completely stuck unless they attach a whole bunch of extra energies and retreat it. But that's why we also play Crushing Hammer. For Crushing Hammer to remove your opponent's energy if they try to get out of the trap that you have them stuck in. And just to make sure that Venomoth can stick some unsuspecting Pokemon in the active for as long as possible, this deck also plays Radiant Alakazam with its Painful Spoons ability, which allows you to move 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon once during your turn. So that effectively means that you can stick a non-attacking Pokemon in the active spot like Comfey or Radiant Greninja in a deck that doesn't attack with Radiant Greninja, and then make it almost impossible for that Pokemon to retreat with Spidops EX, and then move damage counters to all of your opponent's other Pokemon, slowly knocking them out, while you whittle away at their will to continue playing the game. And if that wasn't enough, this deck also plays 4 copies of Pokemon League Headquarters, which increases the attack cost of all basic Pokemon in play by 1, making it even more difficult for the opponent to respond to Venomoth. This deck is super gnarly. You're going to have to see it to believe it. So let's get to the gameplay. Looks like I'm up against a Lost Zone deck with a broken Venomoth deck. We've got a solid opening hand with Tarountula, Venonat. We just have to hope that my Mew is not prized. And sure enough, there he is. Mew, fantastic. And I've got another Venonat. Cool. And I'm thinking I can Ultra Ball away these to go get the Manaphy and start drawing some extra cards with restarts. Ooh, nice. Find a grass energy. That's cool. I'll just hang tight with that hand. And next turn, we've got the Pokemon League headquarters. We've got grass energy and Spidops EX. We'll be relying on restarts to hope that we can draw a supporter card. We do play a good, healthy number of supporters, though. There are 10 in the deck. It's a pretty decent chance of being able to find one. Looks like this is Turbo Lost Zone Box featuring Zacian. Don't always see Zacian. That's a cool card. And they've got Cramorant. Wow, Pokestop for 3 items. Would be a shame if maybe you were in a position where you couldn't play any of those items next turn. But yes, Pokemon League headquarters does not affect Cramorant. But that's fine, because we are just going to lock a Comfy in the active and then use Radiant Alakazam to move everything to the bench. That's just what we're going to do. When they can't play item cards and their Comfies have a retreat of like 1,000,000, dang, why couldn't you just play a... Man, it's messed up. I'm hitting the button. I shouldn't hit the button. But what if I did hit the button? I'm not going to find anything that I like off the button, but then if I don't find anything that I like, then I will just restart into those cards anyway. But what if I restart into a supporter card? All right, that's it. Restart. Okay. And I can't no. Pass. That's fine. That's fine. The Moth is much better than Banette's, yes. Because it's... Nice, Artisan. The Moth is much better than Banette because it confuses. And the confusion is a big deal. It's also a single prizer. It's also not weak to dark. It's good. Yeah, single prize Pokemon, confuse it. It slows the game down. That's the whole point. You want to slow the game down. Slowing the game down is good. Because you're like a control deck, right? Like we're here to mess around and disrupt our opponent. Okay, so they've got 7 cards. That's a lot of cards in the Lost Zone. Could you not have 7 cards in the Lost Zone yet? That'd be great. I haven't even played a supporter yet, dog, okay? And I hear a lot of people say, like, oh, well, I don't want to go to a regional and play less games of Pokemon. Yes, but right now you go to a regional and you play, I'd say, games of Pokemon that are not authentic games of Pokemon, because instead of getting to just play and enjoy the game, you are constantly having to butt up against the time rules. So you're not getting, like, the best authentic Pokemon TCG experience. Where if the rules were changed, you'd play more good games of Pokemon, and that matters more than playing more bad games of Pokemon, if that makes sense, right? Because right now, like, you can't even go for a comeback win in a lot of games, because if you're like kind of losing game 1, you have to scoop in order to try and get 2 more. You know what I mean? Like, you have to scoop. You can't even, like, stick in a game where maybe you could make a comeback, because if you do that, then you've screwed yourself. You feel me? All right, Ultra Ball. Here we go. The Moth. Pokemon League headquarters. And it's like now I know that they cannot attack this turn, right? Because I've got a Spidops in play. They cannot retreat this Comfy. They cannot play Switch. Well, I think ties need to be gotten rid of. Exactly. Which is what Japan does. No ties. Thank you for all those subs, by the way. Chad, Daver, Jacob, thank you. Happy birthday to Jacob. Hopefully you guys are all having a wonderful day. DC Intel, Jeffrey, Scientists, Chad Wants to Die, Dave, Jacob. Thank you all so much for the subs. I appreciate you. The grass is always greener on the other side, you know? There are a good amount of top players who are playing under the current system right now who want things to change. Restarts. Oh yeah, this is poggers. This is poggers, dude. This. Oh yeah. Man, this is sick. Bro. They are so destroyed. They can't do anything. Pokemon League headquarters, their attacks cost one more. They are item locked. They cannot play Switch. They cannot play Escape Rope. They cannot retreat because their retreat cost is 2. Colress' experiment. You guys are going to get to see the schnastiest play here eventually. I mean, I could use the double turbo energy. And I could attack with Mew. If I want to. That's kind of crazy. And they got Artisan back. That's fine. Still got a retreat cost of 2. So what, this next turn, I can move 20 away, which put them to 30. 30 plus 30, they're still not knocked out. So they're just stuck here. I think you're just going to deck yourself out, brother. Oh, yeah. That's sick. Okay. So then we do this again. And we're going to move the damage off there over to there. Yeah. And then we just vibe, you know? We just vibe. We just perplexing powder and vibe. That's it. I could attach the double turbo energy to my Venomoth and make it 2 less damage. Oh my gosh. That's evil. No, what we do is we just boss, bro. And And now this Comfy is stuck. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. And now, more painful spoons. Yes. And I attack with Perplexing Powder again. And slowly but surely your board rots. That's it. They've only got 6 cards left in deck. You know? And they're going back to the Greninja. Okay, that's fine. Painful spoons. And we're going to put the damage counters over there on the Sable guy. And I'm going to do it again. And the thing is, since they can't play items... Since they can't play items, you like know that Greninja cannot attack. Like, you already know that. Okay. Oh yeah, this is sick. Okay. And then we hit for 30. And then... I mean, what? They've got Greninja, then we know they cannot attack with the Greninja. So then you have to do this. You have to boss again. Wait. I think we have to boss the Greninja. Yeah. And then we're going to put the league headquarters down. And then... attach a double turbo to Mew. And... Perplexing Powder. That's fine. They've got Clara. They've only got 3 cards left in deck. Do they have the counter stadium? No shot. League headquarters. I knew you were going to have the energy. You've got the counter stadium too. Okay. Tails? That's a heads. That's slightly problematic. But they can't even hit the bench Venomoth, so it doesn't matter. That's right, I've got Manaphy in play. Never mind, it's not. I forgot I got Manaphy down. Yeah, you're bodied. you're bodied for sure. Yeah. Okay, Nest Ball. So what do we actually got left in this deck? We got a Rod too. Beautiful. Get another Moth down. And then we carry on. It's like, I don't even... I'll start knocking things out, though. Or will I? Nah, I'm not gonna. Who am I kidding? All right. 30 damage. Nah, we'll just keep him right there. Yeah. Okay. They are attempting to attack. No, don't scoop! Think of the content! The content! They stuck in that game a lot longer than I thought they would. I'm not gonna lie. Going first with the broken Venomoth deck against a Baxcalibur deck. We've got double Battle VIP Pass to start. The strongest start you can have in the Pokemon TCG. absolutely bananas broken. We want... And we've got an Ultra Ball. That's nuts. Couple of Gnats. Couple of Tarountulas. And we can just go double turbo energy here. And pass. And then next turn, grass to Venonat. We can Colress. Ultra Ball. I plan on putting Manaphy down. I just, you know, Manaphy doesn't have to evolve, so I wanted to get my guys that have to evolve into play first. But I've got 2 Ultra Balls in my hand. Dang, that was a crazy Pokestop. And also, you kind of have to consider this. My opponent will not be able to use Moonlight Shuriken next turn if I item lock them, because they cannot use Rare Candy to get into a Baxcalibur. So unless they put down Palkia V, it will be impossible for them to Moonlight Shuriken, because I'm going to keep them out of Rare Candy. The entire game, I'm going to keep them out of Rare Candy. They are not going to be able to Rare Candy one time. Isn't that crazy, dude? Isn't that crazy, bro? Yes. They will literally not be able to use Rare Candy. They're just going to be stuck. That's it. It's lights out for you. I've got it right here in my hand. Colress. That's exactly what we need right there. Can keep Crushing Hammer and get rid of a Venomoth. Nah, we'll just get the moths. That's fine. And here we go. Moth. Moth. Spidops. Grass. Ultra Ball. Get another Spidops. Restart. To draw 3. Sheesh. And we go perplexing powder. 30 damage. Confused. No items. And your retreat cost is 2 colorless more. So you've got a retreat cost of 3. You can't play items. Your guy is confused. No rare candy for you. What you gonna do about it? And the insane thing is that, like, yeah, they can Pokestop, but you're gonna get cards that you cannot play. Like, literally, you cannot play them. You're just getting useless cards into your hand. And with Radiant Alakazam, we can put Radiant Alakazam into play and then move the damage counters around to, like, bench Pokemon while we just do perplexing powder for 30. We put the Radiant Alakazam down, move the damage counters. Yeah. And all they can do is Iono. Another cool thing we've got in this deck is the Pokemon League headquarters, which makes it so that basic Pokemon's attacks cost 1 colorless more. I could eventually use that to stick my opponents. You can see we play 4 copies of Boss's Order, so we can just bring up Bibarel or whatever, and then they cannot switch out of it. And then we just move the damage around with Radiant Alakazam. Right? Isn't that crazy, dude? Like, what? I can't believe this is real. It's happening. Right here. My opponent cannot beat this. They just can't. They cannot. I don't think that there's any way they can. So, At this point, I don't even care. I'll knock out the active. That's fine. I'll take a prize. Yeah, this hand is pretty chill. We find another Iono. Cool. And now you got Chien-Pao in the active, so you can use Shivery Chill to go get energy. That's fine. I'm going to want to, like, boss up BRS and keep it here, right? So we'll do that. And they can't play Switch or cross switchers or any of that. So we're going to bring up the BRS, right? We don't want Manaphy. Manaphy could, I guess, yeah, BRS's got a lot of HP too. So we're just going to bring up the BRS. Which is exactly what we got here. And then they cannot switch, and they've got a retreat cost of 4, right? So we do that. And then we perplexing powder. Right? And it's just all Pokemon. Yeah, retreat cost 1 more. So they've got a retreat cost of 4. That BRS is fat right now, okay? And then I can keep it there, which is very funny, with Ultra Ball away, Venomoth and Venonat. That's fine. Go get Radiant Alakazam. And then this is where the real fun begins, right? Because these painful spoons. And we move the damage over to Frigipacks. And we just keep them right here. Yes, this is where the true fun starts, right here. And they're just gonna keep using Pokestop. Like, stop, dude. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, it's over for you. I'm gonna Crushing Hammer that one off the Chien-Pao, that's for sure. Yeah, goodbye. And then Painful Spoons. Yeah, that's cool. And we're just gonna move that off of there. We're gonna put that right over there. Love it. And then Perplexing Powder. 30 more damage. Cool, so you're at 70 HP left. I can knock out the Frigibacks. And then you can do things like, I mean, Wire Hang for, what, 90, 120, 150. Use Colress's Experiment and just go grab a few more resources. It's fine. I do really like Colress's Experiment in here. There's a lot of, like, trash that you don't necessarily need, like Battle VIP Pass, you know, towards the end of the game, and Colress's Experiment just helps to thin that stuff out of the deck, which is nice. And we'll take that. Grass Energy, love that. Cool. We can attach another Grass Energy to Spidops. And I've got switches in hand. And let's just Perplexing Powder. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is crazy. Like, dude, you're not moving that beeper. You're just not moving the beeper. Yeah, dude. It's not going anywhere. The Venomoth is too strong. I can't believe how insane this card is. Automatic Confusion, automatic item lock, 30 damage. That's schnasty, dude. Yeah, take those 3. Easy pick. They've got no energy in play. Got a Painful Spoons. That over there. And Perplexing Powder. We've got lots of Iono. We've got Super Rod. So we're not going to have to worry too much about decking out. And get all my Spidops kind of ready with some energy as well. Just in case my opponent uses like a boss's orders. I mean, I have Switch, so it doesn't really matter. And we Perplexing Powder. Yeah, this owns. This deck is sick. I'm like so amped right now. This is fire. Like, dude, we played this deck that we're playing against has like 30 items in it. Oh man, they can't use any of them, bro. Yes. And they're gonna Pokestop them, so that's they deck themselves out. You didn't want to play? Man. You mean you didn't want to play with my fun deck? You didn't want to watch me slowly pick apart your board? Yeah, we should. You want to Iono them to prolong the suffering? No, come on. That's mean. GG's. GG's. Looks like I'm up against Gardevoir EX with the broken Spidops deck. This should be a pretty good matchup for us, since Gardevoir damages its own Pokemon, and we can move those damage counters around with Alakazam. This opening hand isn't amazing, but that's okay. We do have Tarountula, Venonat, and MEW EX in the active spots. Zacian, and they'll Roar the Sword. That's cool. I'm probably gonna play a Crushing Hammer. I'll probably Ultra Ball away the Spidops, as funky as that is. We play 2 rods, we can always put it back into the deck. We just want to draw as many cards as we can with restart. Actually, missing that first Crushing Hammer was optimal, so that we could play the second one. Missing the second one was suboptimal. Then we bench these and Ultra Ball away those cards to go get. See, Alakazam's in the deck. That's good. 4 Moths, 2 other Spidops. That's good. Gonna go get Moth number 2 and then restart for a draw of 3 and hope that we find a supporter card. Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. We can do Venonat and Iono. Someone in the chat asked unironically, why is MEW EX in the deck? That's why MEW EX is in the deck. Right there. Okay, Battle VIP Pass. Get another Tarountula. And we'll retreat into Venonat. And I'm okay just slamming the league headquarters down. Pass. And that's a really solid board setup for us. We've got Moth and Iono. We just have to hope that we can find an energy to get the turn 2 item lock going. And then it is a slight issue that all of their Pokemon can attack. But I guess, you know, if we get Mew stuck in the active spot, Mew, you know, Size Shot's not really doing a whole lot. Ideally, they put down a Pokemon like Radiant Greninja, and then we can just stick that thing in the active spot. Also, Gardevoir is a deck that is definitely prone to decking itself out. I mean, it plays all these Curlias. I mean, my opponent's going to be at the bottom of their deck shortly. So that really plays to our advantage as well. They also don't play, like, hardly any switch cards. Not that it matters, because we're going to be item locking them out of Switch anyway. Let's see. Refinement. See, if they opened Manaphy, that would be great for us. But it's all good. And then let's see if they have Rare Candy Guardy for a turn 2 attack. I'm thinking no. I'm guessing nar. They're going to pass the ball back to me. Mysterious Tail. Get another Curly. At this point, they probably are wondering what they are playing against. I don't know about y'all, but I see a board with 3 Venonat and 2 Tarountula in play, and I'm immediately sussed out. There's no way that your opponent is up to anything good with a board position like this. They've got their 3rd Curlia, so that means guaranteed no Guardy, no attack this turn. Which is cool with me. And they've got Fog Crystal. So I can get another basic Psychic Pokemon. Looks like they're grabbing Cresselia. Cresselia is a good Pokemon to lock in the active spot. I mean, it's got the Lunar Blast. That's a pretty good Pokemon to stick, though. Moonglow Reverse. Like, eventually they won't be able to Moonglow Reverse. And then they go Psychic onto Curlia and another Roar of the Sword. Yup. Cool. Now you are going to be item locked. Haha. I just have to find a Grass Energy, though, alright? That's kind of... It can be tough sometimes to find the Grass Energy. There it is. We got everything we want. Moth, Spider, Bugs galore. Dang, this deck is cracked. Restart for 1. Oh yeah, baby. Moth City out here. Let's go! Moth City, bro. And the unfortunate thing is that they can, you know, retreat out of this. They got to retreat at 2. They can retreat the Mew. That's fine. We just have to keep finding Grass Energy is all. Got the double turbo in our hand now. Pokemon League headquarters shouldn't really matter too much against this deck, so just kind of playing them down when I see them is good. Mysterious Tail, they can get themselves an item that they cannot play. I guess at a certain point, I'm trying to like think about what the end game of this matchup looks like. I suppose they can continue, they can just keep retreating between their guys and attacking. But then their guys will end up with damage counters on them. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what we got going on. It'd be really good if they had Radiant Greninja out or something for me to trap. But we'll figure it out. I can't play any Ultra Balls or anything like that, so they just have to like naturally draw into the Shining Arcana Gardevoir, or if they want to go in with Zacian, they gotta just do that. And it looks like they're going for Cresselia, which is fine. which means that, I mean, either they're going to spread all their damage out real thin, or spread all their energy out real thin, or they're going to go knock out my Tarountula. Also, it's possible that they have to put a second energy out on the Mew so it can retreat, right? So they do have one energy left in the discard pile. They haven't messed that up yet. So let's see. Are you going to retreat that Mew? All right, they figured out that they have to Psychic Embrace to the Mew again. Maybe they thought the game was bugged, and they're like, why can't I retreat? And then they went and read all my cards and were like, oh, yeah, that'll do it. Sure. I want this. I want them to spread the energy out. It's good for me. And they're going to knock out my Tarountula. That's fine. I actually prefer that because it allows me to keep the grass energy, which is like really good. I also can use your Artisan, which is also really good. So we're going to do that. I'm going to save the boss's orders. Yeah. Yep. I can't get that guy. All right. I think we should wait on the Artisan then. Yeah. Okay. Back here. I don't think boss. No. Colress's experiment. Boss. Iono. Grass. Okay. And then I want to make sure we have a second item locker. And then we just perplexing powder. Keep it rolling like that. That's fine. We do need to set up a second Spidops so that their retreat cost is higher. That's for sure. It is definitely kind of tough that we don't have anywhere good to stall my opponent since they have infinite energy acceleration to the whole board. But we could get them in a situation where maybe they just have too much energy in play or something like that. I just kind of have to keep a lookout for spicy plays that we can make. It does seem like a tough one, though. Maybe this deck could play Mawile. Is there a Mawile that like makes it so your opponent can't retreat or something? Does the Mawile do damage, though? It does no damage. So you could just like... But then the Mew could just attack you, though. If you gust up something like Mew. There's not really anybody worth stalling in a deck like this. Then they can just play switching cards. Yeah. But some decks don't play switching cards. Like Lugia. The item lock is very good, obviously. The Moth is great. Just trying to figure out how we're going to skip ahead in this one. How we're going to lock them. I think we can... I mean, that's the thing with control decks, is a lot of times you're just waiting for your opponent to slip up, right? Because they haven't played against your kind of deck, probably, or are not very... rehearsed in how to play against your kind of deck. So the opportunities for slip-ups are certainly there. Are they gonna try and go for a Lunar Blast? That's crazy. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. But I guess they just didn't find a Gardevoir though, right? So, okay, sure. I guess. Okay. How many energy are in the discard pile? 0? Yeah. So then, little boss's orders up. Zacian. And then double turbo to the Mew and perplexing powder. All right, they got 0 energy in the discard pile right now. And they have a retreat cost of 3. So they need to have 3 energy to retreat the Zacian. And right now, we're kind of seeing, okay, their energy is maybe a little bit too spread out. And there's probably not that many in the deck. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we might have them. We might have done it. My God. And if they do attack, I mean, what? They need 3 to retreat, 4 to attack. But if they do attack, they're confused. I think them going for the Cresselia knockout there under confusion, that was the break in this matchup that we needed in order to skip ahead. We needed something to happen, and I think that was it. Now they're going to gust up my Spidops. Maybe it was greedy to attach the double turbo energy. You know, now I need to find a switch. Kind of cringe, but... could have held on to it. So they're going to Roar the Sword, get an extra energy into play. 0 energy in the discard pile still. And we're just going to Iono for 6. It's fine. Looking for a switch card, which would be so nuts. And we get it. Let's go, baby. Switch into the Moth. And then... hammers are, like, useless, I think. Well... because we want the energy to just be where it is. I don't want them to have flexibility to move it where they want. So we'll grab this guy. And now... the real fun begins now. Okay. Restarts. And Painful Spoons. And... we don't want to put the energy in the discard pile. We'll do that. And Perplexing Powder. You were confused. You were item locked. The cool thing is you only really have to worry about 2 bosses' orders. They play Pal Pad, but if you're item locking the whole game, you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. The win con for this deck is not always deck out. No, you take 6 prizes. Just sometimes you deck them out. If your opponent's drawing too many cards, you'll deck them out. But you can take all 6 prizes for sure. You also have to stop yourself from decking out, which is why Iono is important. Yeah. You know, Iono to 1 item lock. Pretty cool. It's pretty good strats. I do wish I had another Spidops out. Giving this a retreat cost of 4 would be so much. Oh, you're gonna Zinnias? You're decking out, dude. You're decking out for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's over for ye. Now you got the Gardevoirs too. Yeah, you ain't taking 5 prizes with only 3 cards left in deck. That's for show. I got a second energy on Zacian now. Collapsed would very much help. Yes, if they could collapse away the Cresselia or something. Sick. Now I've got Boss? Oh, well now you just lose. I think. Unless they... If they collapsed, right? But they could collapse. They just have to find... They could have prized the collapsed, right? This would take 2 energy. That's pretty good. We'll bring that up. Okay. And do that. It's got to retreat to 2, so now they can't Psychic Embrace to it to retreat this turn. I don't really know what I'm doing, okay? I think I'm just messing with them, all right? We're going to just mess with them until they concede. That's exactly what's going on. Yes. They found the collapse. They were always going to find the collapse. I knew that. And there goes, yes, the collapse was coming. But they cannot Psychic Recharge to the Mew or Psychic Embrace. They cannot Psychic Embrace to the Mew. That's why we brought the Mew up, right? And they can't play Rod because they're item locked. That's why we brought the Mew into the active spot. They can't play Rod to put energy in the deck because they're item locked and they have 0 cards in deck. So I think they're just bodied. I think they just lose. They can Iono themselves. All right, and that's what they have to do. Like, obviously, they have to Iono themselves. Yes. All right, we find Crushing Hammer. So they've got energy in the discard pile again because of the collapse, right? So even though they spread themselves a little thin, they were able to find the collapse and correct it. But now what do we do? The Mew is going to get knocked out this turn. Unfortunately. Is it? No, it's not, actually. I take it back. No, the Mew is not getting knocked out. And then, do I want to Rod anything back in? Tarountula, Spidops. I'll wait. Okay. Perplexing Powder. And they are locked here again. Yeah, the double turbo, I think I've realized I'm never actually attacking with the Mew. You just keep the double turbo around. Yeah. Yeah. I'm realizing that now. The double turbo is not for anything other than making it so you only do 10 damage, right? Which creates the perfect lock. I think at this point they just can't really move the Mew. Unless they have... Because it's got a retreat cost of 2. So I could just pass, right? It doesn't really matter. They've got a vacuum. That doesn't change anything. If I allow them to play items, it doesn't really make a difference. There's no way they play a Switch. And if they roar the... Yeah, they... Nah. How many energy? They got 4 energy, so they'd have to Rod. They would have to Super Rod. Okay. And this is where I would use Crushing Hammer, if they attach to the Mew, right? Gonna Painful Spoons, just 1 damage counter. Done. Okay. And then pass. So they can use their items, but it doesn't matter. They will Rod, sure, but it's not going to make a difference. Maybe they PAL Pad too. If they have PAL Pad in hand, that would be very good for them. But there has to be some cards in these 5 prizes, right? They're trying to Shining Arcana. Holy smokes, you're going to attack, dude. You're going to attack. That's fine. That's 0 card deck, bro. Okay, so they can retreat the Mew, fine. And then PAL Pad, okay. And what are they gonna PAL Pad back in? I still don't think they're gonna be able to go through all of my Pokemon before they deck out. I didn't have a choice about releasing the lock. They bossed and I had nothing. So it's not like I consciously was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna break the item lock, guys. This is great. No, it just I got stuck, bro. Why do you think Radiant Alakazam's in the active? Yeah, we could play Misfortune Sisters if we wanted to. We could. We've got 3 boss down. All right, I should have 1 boss left. And they're gonna knock out my Alakazam. Sad. Okay, here comes the Moth. And Pokemon League headquarters. Okay. Crushing Hammer. Sure. Can Rod back in the Alakazam. Okay, we're gonna go Grass to Moth. Ultra Ball. I should not have. I wish I could back out of this. You can't back out of it. I meant to Rod first. Yeah, I know. All right, it's fine. Deck's full of live cards. Full of them! It's actually almost nothing but live cards. Okay. It's fine. And Perplexing Powder. Thank you, Dallas, for the sub in the 26 months. Appreciate you, Dallas. Thank you. My opponent does only have 5 minutes left on the timer. Yes, it's true. More importantly, they've only got 1 card left in deck. And they've got to get through 3 moths still. They have an Iono. Uh-huh. Which they have to play. And they have a boss. I've got 2 rods, so I'm fine. Reversal's not doing anything. They have to decide if they want to retreat. Right? And get a fresh attacker guaranteed. They're going to Iono now. That's good. That's probably the last Iono. And I've got cash money cards right here. The retreat is 3. They can either just swing for the brainwave knockouts. Under confusion, they've got 5 cards left in deck. They've got 5 energy in the discard pile. They know better than to put all that in play. I can just boss up the Mew and just stick it, though. And they flip heads on Gardevoir. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Didn't they draw out all their energy, though? They got 5 in the discard pile. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in a reversal. Don't I just gust the Mew and pass? I'm pretty sure that's just exactly what we do. Yeah, so we Super Rod. No. This is the play. All right, we Super Rod. And we're going to get back Alakazam. And we're going to get back those. Okay. Then we boss. And we pass. They're out of energy. They've got 5 in the discard pile, 5 in play, and a reversal. At most, they might have like a reversal to attach to the Mew. There's no items left. I've already broken the item lock. There's no item left for them to play. They've already played Collapsed. They don't have another Collapsed. This is it. The Mew is stuck. They can't do anything. They can boss. That does not matter. No, sir. And they pass. See? And then... All right, if I do 30, I move... Yeah, move 20. Yeah. Painful Spoons. Yeah. Uh-huh. Very good. Oops! Wasn't supposed to go there. It's fine. And I item locked them. So now they're item locked. They've used their Iono. It's GG's. Lights out. With Venomoth. You can't Psychic Embrace to the active. There's nothing you could do. 3 cards left in deck. You're out of boss, you're out of pal pad. You're out of everything. Spidops keeping that Mew just out of retreat. Just out of the ability to retreat. It's got a retreat cost of 2 right now. My opponent's only got 1 minute and 18 seconds. Like, it's Shining Arcanas. Thank you, Lunch Bucket, for that sub in the 6 months. Appreciate you, Lunch Bucket. Shining Arcana, and I think that's it. They know that they're done. And with that, I gloriously pass. And it's GG's. That about wraps it up for Venomoth Spidops EX. Shout out to Makani Tron, who inspired me to build this deck. He posted a version of the deck on X, and I was intrigued, even though his list had 61 cards in it, so it did need a little tweaking, and I think that the list that we have here is a nice evolution of his original concept. So again, huge shout out to Makani. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Y'all take it easy and have a good one. See ya.